Hey guys, Councillor Lisa Robinson here. Let me ask you something. When did we agree to reward people for bypassing Canada's immigration system? Because that's exactly what Premier Doug Ford is proposing. He wants Ontario to start handing out work permits to asylum seekers directly. No federal vetting, no refugee ruling, and no due process. Just come to Ontario, declare asylum, and get a job. Last year, more than 90,000 people made asylum claims in Ontario. And now, instead of tightening our borders and fixing the system, Ford wants to incentivize even more people to come here. And let's be very clear, we are not talking about verified refugees fleeing war. We're talking about people who land at Toronto Pearson, walk up to a desk and declare asylum. Sometimes even months after their student visa or temporary work permit has expired. That isn't compassion. This is a green light for mass abuse of our asylum system. Let's look at the facts. Ontario's unemployment rate is 7.8%, well above the national average. Youth unemployment is over 15%. In Toronto, it's nearly 10%. In Windsor, it's over 12%. These aren't just numbers. They're students looking for their first job, single parents trying to stay afloat, families facing layoffs and rising costs. And now Ford wants to flood the entry-level job market with 100,000 plus unvetted asylum seekers. This is madness. What about our own kids? What about newcomers who followed the legal path, waited years, paid their fees, and earned their place? This move disrespects all of them. Look, I understand the frustration. I've heard it too. We'd rather work than sit in a shelter. And I get that, I do. But the answer isn't to hand out work permits to people who haven't even been accepted into the country yet. The answer is to fix the system and stop letting the rules be rewritten on the fly by premiers playing federal politics. Ford is using Section 95 of the Constitution to justify this move. But what about Section 91? The part that says immigration is federal jurisdiction?
In immigration, for one simple reason: we know our labor markets best. At our First Ministers meetings, Prime Minister Carney agreed. Yesterday, at a meeting of federal and provincial immigration ministers, the federal immigration minister wasn't on the same page as her prime minister. We need the prime minister to be very, very clear with his minister. She needs to work with the provinces and territories to fix Canada's immigration system and make it more responsive to economic and market needs. In the meantime, Canada's premiers agreed to work together to use our authorities under Section 95 of the Constitution, including to issue our own work permits. I'll speak for Ontario. We will be issuing our own work permits. We aren't going to sit around and wait for the federal government.
We are setting a dangerous precedent here. If Ontario starts issuing work permits, what stops Quebec or BC or Manitoba? We'll have 10 different immigration systems in one country and no one in charge. This isn't about racism. This isn't about hate. This is about law, order, and respect for Canadian workers, legal immigrants, and the integrity of our system. Canada has always welcomed those fleeing true danger, but the system only works when it's enforced, not when it's used as a loophole for expired visas, not when it's used as a backdoor to unemployment, and not when our own government helps break the rules. Premier Ford's plan may be politically convenient, but it is economically reckless, morally unfair, and legally unsound. And if no one else is going to say it, I will. Because this has to be stopped. We need to protect our jobs, defend our borders, and respect the law. I am Councillor Lisa Robinson, the People's Councillor, and I will never whisper the truth to protect a lie. If you believe real power belongs to the people, follow me and please share this message and stand with us. Until next time, stand strong, stay fierce, and God bless.